Enough being in the trade at 28 years, so I've seen the change happen from a conventional logistics to a fast-paced logistics, to high-speed trucking, to the tech being adopted at multiple places. Worked very closely with e-commerce in the initial days as well as later, and then on to the conventional products, so the whole range. Now I would take it up in the manner that, like Ajay said, it's plan, make, this path, and delivery comes to me. I think we are sitting in the same row, same manner. It's the planning and the guys who do the major stuff, and we are the guys who do the center of excellence comes in the middle, and then we deliver. So now taking it from there, so I would see that as far as e-commerce to start with is concerned, about 35% of the sale on e-commerce is basically consumer durables. And that's a huge, and 50% of that comes from smaller cities and rural areas. And those numbers are stunning, and the growth is stunning. So I remember sitting up in a meeting about 2-3 years back in a consumer durable company, and with their head. And they were talking about restructuring their warehouses post GST and things. And then I was talking about consolidation, because that's the time as a sales guy sitting across, you talk about consolidation of warehouses, which was happening, a pattern which was happening there when the GST and the talk was there. And he comes up with the idea and says, no, the challenge is not consolidation. The challenge is e-commerce distribution. What we are facing is a point from we are in a conventional business, retail business, and e-commerce, when the growth will happen, they will be able to deliver at places which we are not reaching. Our range is not reaching, our products are not reaching. So my challenge is, right now, is not consolidation, but decentralization of stock. How do I create my supply chain infrastructure and decentralize the stocks so that I can reach the customer much faster, rather than a customer thinking the retailer saying, okay, I will get the product and deliver to you. Because then I come into the same gambit of time, demand and time, rather than a retail which shows instant gratification. So kind of that balance, he was very clear. He said, now our challenge is to achieve that. I'm talking about 3 years back, so things were very different. And he says, what we foresee in our businesses, that e-commerce will start penetrating into the rural B-class, C-class cities. They will start delivering the products. Then we will be forced to go online. And I think that's what has happened. And the biggest challenge, what I feel right now, is secondary distribution. How efficient are we, and how can we deliver our ranges, product ranges, to them at faster pace and make it available at a shorter time period. I think what Rajiv sir said about machine learning, AI, forecasting, I think that will help a lot. But here the problem comes in, we come from a product backgrounds. I mean, when we talk about logistics, but our core business is products. And technology is not the core. So the technology, when it penetrates, goes down into the structure, first comes to the sales, forecasting, production, and then the last is supply chain. Wherein the current challenges are such that the supply chain, the e-commerce is threatening to penetrate more and more in the conventional business scale. And the key remains to achieve that, it remains technology. And the tech is the only way you can reach, you can have transparency, you can get those things delivered to the last mile on time as per the requirements. Now, taking a step back, how I saw the e-commerce change and dwell into this part of it. Now, e-commerce started with, first is how to deliver faster. When delivering faster, they said, oh, the mid-mile has to be faster. That means you need high-speed trucking. And we were into air cargo that time, and we were delivering in air. The whole challenge which came in with Mr. John was how you can deliver in 16 hours. I remember sitting in his office and he tells me, my mobiles are getting made and I can't deliver, I need to deliver in 16 hours. And we were like, boss, 48 hours is a delivery tat. so the how it can be imported, and at a point wherein the distribution happened the night the import आया, बना, invoices बने, distribution हुई, and I think we hit 24 hours very easily across India in even B-class cities. So that was the challenge we achieved. The same challenge came in with e-commerce when they said, okay, mid-mile has to be fastened. So they came up with a proposal to us, okay, you start high-speed trucking. So the concept of high-speed trucking with Revigo initiator, and then we adopted and the others adopted. With high-speed trucking, you shortened the mid-mile of it. So you quickened the delivery, instant gratification part of it. Now, we are at a point in consumer durable, if we used to deploy trucks in consumer durables. The problem is, I deliver in high speed. Do you take in high speed? So I have a truck which reaches you in Bangalore in 48 to 52 hours, or 55 hours, but you don't take it in. It takes 3 days for you to unload that truck. So my high speed becomes a different model. So we need to re-engineer. Why I give that example was we need to rethink how fast we need to create, how to quicken the whole processes of speed. And that's what is the engineering e-commerce did. The e-commerce brought in speeds, and they got integrated tech into that. So now the challenge comes in, if we do it faster, the primary, how the secondary adaptation comes in. So getting, what I foresee is a challenge is the secondary transporters at particular location, at interiors, the challenge is technology adoption. And also in our courier companies, logistics service provider, I'm part of that community. And the problem is we do docket-wise tracking. We need to move towards a unit-wise tracking. So we can give you APIs, we can give you informations, you have more transparency, you can plan better. So how we can integrate a unit-level tracking to your logistics service provider at that level, at the secondary level, at the level that he's delivering it to the retailer, or at the level it is doing that. Now that is a challenge which you need to see, you have to solve, the consumer durable company has to solve, or the service provider needs to solve, because that's a segmented business. It's a 4 Tata Ace, 4 Tata Ace, 5 Tata Ace, वो tech में नहीं करेगा. So the apps have to be developed, and that needs has to be, and that's what has been done by e-commerce. The delivery service provider, the integrators don't have that app, and the bikers are segmented. So the companies, Amazons have given them, or Zomatos have given them apps to use them and deliver it. And similarly, the second challenge which I see coming in is your carbon footprints. So now, think there's a reset button happening. How would you make secondary by an EV? Now that's a challenge which is coming in. You need to get your service providers to invest. Are they willing to invest that 11 or 13 lakh Tata Ace EV, where the other one is at about 7 lakhs or 8 lakhs? So that's the other challenge which I foresee coming in the next 3 years, 2 to 3 years. E-commerce has broken it up. They have cracked it with a simple reason. They have service providers. They're bringing in, they're developing, investing in service providers. They are signing contracts for a long term for them, for a sustenance. I think I've taken a lot of time. So, so these are the challenges, what I foresee. And yes, like Mr. Rajiv said, there is a pre-machine learning or a pre-AI era and a post-AI era. Now how that tech, who adopts it first, who takes it forward first, who invests in that technology is the thing we need to look at and better improve the forecasting and growth.